Hello, the purpose of this video is to talk about the offerings of the Department of Computing, undergraduate offerings that is, and to help first year students with course selection for the 25-26 academic year. So first of all, welcome. So the Department of Computing um, currently has on offer the following undergraduate programs: a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, and then a Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering. You can have a major and a minor with this, and a Bachelor of Science in Computer Studies. With the Information Technology and the Computer Studies, these are both options, which means you cannot have any majors and minors, just the um, what you have declared as a program. The computer science and the software engineering are what we call majors, and therefore you can have a major and a minor. All right, so all you need to major in a computing discipline are 2 double units of CAPE, one of which must be an approved CAPE science subject. Approved CAPE science subjects would be anything from biology, chemistry, computer science, physics, or pure mathematics. Okay, note that information technology is not included. And you should also note that um, computer science and the information technology and software engineering all have common first year courses. So what are the requirements, right? So unless otherwise stated, because then you are going to need to have a minimum of 24 credits at level 1 in order to graduate, 18 of which have to come from within the faculty, and a minimum of 60 advanced credits. Advanced credits are from levels 2 and 3. And you have to also complete the requirements for your major. And then you have to have a minimum of 9 foundation credits. You have to have found 1014 or found 1019. And then you have to take both found 1301 and found 1101. However, you can replace exactly one of those 2 foundation courses, that is found 1301 or found 1101, with a foreign language taken at your level of competency. Now, you should be guided by the program specification in the faculty handbook. And so read it, understand it. Go to the faculty homepage, Faculty of Science and Technology homepage, and look for handbooks, and you should find the handbook for this year. And so a common question at level 1 is, which in-faculty courses should I take? You should take courses that are aligned with your CAPE subjects and your interests. And recently, the Faculty of Science and Technology has compiled a list of courses throughout the university that students can take that have no prerequisites, or prerequisites that are easily accessible, such as CSEC mathematics. That is on the Faculty of Science and Technology's homepage. Look for it as well. Are part of the program at level 1. At level 1, there Comp 1126, Introduction to Computing 1, Comp 1127, Introduction to Computing 2, and then Comp 1161, Object-Oriented Programming, Comp 1210, Mathematics for Computing, and Comp 1220, Computing and Society. If you're proceeding normally through the program, by this I'm talking of students who have already received normal offers, that is, they have their CAPES, you should take Comp 1126 and 1127 in semester 1. Comp 1126 runs over the first 6 weeks of the semester, Comp 1127 the next 6 weeks of the semester. And then in semester 2, you register for Comp 1161. Note that Comp 1161 has prerequisites of Comp 1126 and Comp 1127. That means you must pass both Comp 1126 and 1127 in order to take Comp 1161. You can take Comp 1210 and 1220 in either semesters 1 or 2. As I've mentioned, Comp 1126 often the first 6 weeks of the semester, and 1127 is the last 6 weeks of the semester. So Comp 1126 and 1127 have a lecture a tutorial or discussion section, and then a secondary tutorial and a lab. You must register for all the course activities. I will also advise that you, when you pick the activities for Comp 1126, ensure that the activities for Comp 1127 are in the same time slots. That way, your timetable, doesn't quite change. Okay, so that's the point I'm making here with this last point. If you're doing both 1126 and 1127, which you should all be doing, then you should register for the same lectures, tutorials, and lab times for both courses. And the primary tutorials will occur between Monday and midday on Wednesday, and then the secondary tutorials will occur between midday on Wednesday and Friday. Comp 1161 should be taken in the second semester. Sign up for any advanced courses. That's courses, and I'm speaking specifically of computing courses. Courses at levels 2 or 3, because you do not qualify for any. Okay, and there's the added complication that if you sign up for advanced courses and you do not do well, for example, you fail those courses, you're going to already bring down your degree GPA while you're a first-year student. You don't want to do that. Okay, so do not register for any advanced courses as a first year, even if those courses do not have any prerequisites. So what courses should you take? You should, so if this is for students doing either computer science or software engineering. So in semesters 1, you should take Comp 1126 and 1127, and then you can take either Comp 1210, Comp 1220, and then you can take an FST elective, an FST or another FST elective. You can also take a foreign language if you choose. I would strongly recommend that you do not exceed 15 credits in your first semester, and you can see here I have about 15 credits on the screen. In semester 2, you should take, and this is assuming you pass 1126 and 1127, you should register for Comp 1161, and then you can register for either Comp 1220 or Comp 1210, the one that you do not take in the first semester. And then you can register for 3 more electives. You can still register for 2, and then your first foundation course, which should actually be the writing foundation course. Some of you may not have the necessary CSEC or CAPE passes to take Found 1014, and you may not have succeeded in the English language proficiency test. So some of you would actually have to register for Found 1019, the year-long foundation course that will start in semester 1. Okay, for those of you who have the requisite CSEC or CAPE grades to take Found 1014, you can do that in semester 2. For information technology, you should register for Comp 1126 and 1127 in semester 1, and then either Comp 1210 or 1220, and then one level 1 elective, which can come from anywhere in the university, and the second level 1 elective. And then in semester 2, you take Comp 1161, and then either Comp 1220 or 1210, and then you can find, in this case, 3 electives and your foundation course. Again, the point I made for Found 1014, Found 1019 applies here as well. If you are pursuing the computer studies option, then in semester 1, you should register for Comp 1126 and Comp 1127, and then Math 1141 and Math 1142, and then Econ 1000, and either Sociology 1002 or Accounts or 1005. And in semester 2, you should register for Comp 1161, Comp 1220, Math 1151, Math 1152, Econ 1012, and then you can register for Psychology 1002 or Accounts 1000. So what are the next steps? I would recommend that you prepare a degree plan. Read the handbook, first of all. Know what the requirements are for your chosen major. Prepare a degree plan, then talk to an academic advisor if you you should actually talk to an academic advisor. Having spoken to an academic advisor, you should then register for your course. So what are the next steps? So for computer science and information technology, this just shows you what courses you're going to take, right? And if you're doing computer science in year 2, you're going to have to take Comp 2201, Comp 2211, Comp 2171, Comp 2140, Comp 2190, and Comp 2340. If you're doing information technology, then you're going to have to take at year 2 Comp 2140, Comp 2190, Comp 2340, then Info 2101, Info 2111, and Info 2180. If you're doing the software engineering major at year 2, you're going to take Comp 2140, 2171, Comp 2190, Comp 2201, Comp 2211, and SWEN 2165. Okay, this is just to give you an idea of what comes up. Many of the level 1 courses are prerequisites for these advanced courses. So please work hard and pass your courses. We want to see that. And there are ways you can do that. Showing up at class is an excellent way. I'll talk some more about how you succeed. All right, so what are some common registration errors? Well, you may see a prerequisite and test score error. This would mean you do not have all the prerequisites for a given course. For example, the university may not have records of passes in both units of a CAPE science subject. If you had lower level matriculation and you took preliminary courses, you will also see these courses errors. We will grant overrides for students who have gone through the preliminary course sequence. You may also see a program restriction error. This is an indication that you're attempting to register for a course that is restricted to students in a program. Or you may see a campus restriction error. That basically indicates that you're attempting to take a course that's not available at your campus, and I do that in quotes. So for example, students at Western Jamaica who might be trying to register for a course section at Mona will see a campus restriction error. You may see a linked course error or linked course required, which would basically indicate that you have not selected all the parts of a course for registration. So like with 1126 and 1127, you have to ensure that you've selected the lecture, the primary tutorial or the tutorial, the secondary tutorial, and the lab. All 4 of those activities have to be. Or you have see a maximum hours exceeded, which would basically mean you have exceeded the maximum number of credits for that semester. The credit limit in the Faculty of Science and Technology is 18 credits in semester 1 and 21 credits in semester 2, provided you are taking a foundation course. As first-year students, I would actually recommend that you do not exceed the limit of 15 credits in semester 1. Okay. Also, do not take all your foundation courses in level 1. I know some students try to do that. I will strongly discourage. All right. So this video is almost over. Just some parting comments. So you're now at university, and so it's important that you schedule your time. Okay. You're not going to have, in most of your courses, no one is going to be taking attendance. You have to now discipline yourself to go to your courses, do your work, and study. Okay? Do not wait until your exams to study. It works a lot better if you study a little bit at a time, consistently throughout the semester. I'd also advise you to attend all of your course sessions, which means attend your lectures, your labs, your tutorials. Also, do your lab, before you go to your tutorial, attempt the tutorial problems. You have your weekly lab exercises, do them, attempt them even before you go to the lab if the lab exercises are assigned early. Okay. If you have code that is run in class, if you have access to a computer, try to run that code yourself. Okay. You're doing Comp 1210, practice the problems. Okay. Practice the problems that are done in class. Practice the problems from the tutorial sheet. That's very important. Another big point is academic integrity. We as a university care about academic integrity. Do not pay people to do your work. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting your degree and also the other people who get degrees from the institution. So do your work yourself and learn. If you have questions, ask your lecturers, ask your tutors. If you have further questions, you can speak to the undergraduate coordinators. For this year, they're Dr. Philippa Bennett, and her email address is over there, or Dr. Paul Gaynor. His email address is on the screen as well. Thank you for having stuck around to the end of the video, and all the best this academic year.